Bearded Bros podcast on the Titans Sports Network. Two bearded dudes sitting in a pod, talking sports, never really bored. From football to basketball, they dive deep, laughing and debating, making us keep. They share their thoughts, no matter how wild, in a room filled with beard and pride. The refs might not understand, but they know what's right, no need to explain. The Bearded Bros, they're the best podcast fun with no rest. Sports talk with a side of jest. Laugh and learn as they say. They're not afraid to disagree. In a world of sports, they'll always be free. Bearded wisdom you can rely. In their podcast, you won't feel shy. Through wins and losses, they stay true. Discussing every play through and through. Their passion for games is clear to see. In their chatter, we all agree. The Bearded Bros, they're the best. Podcast fun with no rest. Sports talk with a side of jest. Laugh and learn as they say. They're not just talk, they act too. Making jokes, giving us a clue. The Bearded Bros, they're the crew. Podcast fun till the very end, you knew. Bearded Bros, they're the crew. Podcast fun till the very end, you knew.
What's up, everybody? Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. It's been a day. I'm Derek. This is Dustin. We are the Bearded Bros on the Tired Sports Network. Man, a lot happened today. Lots going on. A lot happened this weekend.
Yeah, it was. We actually have a lot to talk about. We got our poll. We didn't post the poll, but we're going to talk about the poll still. You got the NBA Finals Game 4 was on Friday, so we'll recap that. The Oilers and the Panthers played last night, so we'll recap that as well. And then you have the College World Series
Going on right now.
Going on right now. There's the second game today. Got a trade happened in the NBA today, so we'll talk about that and break it down. The Kevin Durant situation, there's some stuff with San Antonio that's came out over the last 24 hours, kind of what that package is, kind of what Phoenix is wanting in return. Again, don't know if it's true, a bunch of speculation, but we got that. We had a trade in MLB today as well. Caitlin Clark came back this weekend, so that was big. She had a big game. And then obviously Rangers are finally back to even. So
yes,
500. So I'm happy about that. They've played pretty well this week. So yeah, we'll just break it all down for y'all this evening. Again, happy Father's Day to everybody. Hopefully, if you're a father of some kind, whether it's to kids, and I even consider animal dads, it counts. Hopefully it's been a good day for you. So with that said, Derek, let's run our sponsor for the evening, and then we're just going to hop right into we'll start off with the poll this evening, and just kind of talk about that. And we'll remember to post it next week to get a better result from people. So for sure. All right. Well, let's talk about the poll, Derek.
This was a good one. I hated that I didn't put it on there. But I was I don't know what I was doing. I was watching something and they were talking about the best defensive backs. I think who to guard Jerry Rice or to guard somebody. It was on a TikTok. And this guy kept saying Darrelle Revis, Darrelle Revis, Darrelle Revis. And I was like, Darrelle Revis. Out of every cornerback that's ever played, you've got Darrelle Revis guarding Jerry Rice. And I was like, man, I can think of a couple. And then I said, who was just kind of compared to each other? I said Charles Woodson and Champ Bailey. I know Woodson transitioned to safety later on in Green Bay, but when he started, he was cornerback, and he was amazing. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. He was one of the premier cornerbacks in the league for a long.
What's up, Evan on TikTok? What's up, man?
For a long time. So, man, with that being said, for me, I think Champ Bailey had a better peak, but I think Charles Woodson was better longer. So for me, it's Charles Woodson without doubt.
Yeah, they were both these players. I mean, Champ Bailey, Denver was different, but where I agree with you is over the course of their careers, I agree. I think Charles Woodson had the better, I guess, long-term better career. That's the way you want to put it. But, back in these eras, I would not be mad if I would want one of these guys on my best players. There's no doubt about it. Charles Woodson, they could do, not only were they great defenders, at their positions, but they were also phenomenal tacklers, which I'm not going to say it's hard to find a good safety that can come down the field and tackle, but and nowadays as well, the safeties in your corners are not as big as they used to be. Maybe is that the word I'm using? So, Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson were pretty big guys for their position. And, if I had to put one, if I'm putting someone to guard the best receiver, if I'm picking one of these two, I would probably go Charles Woodson myself. What he did in Green Bay was, both of these. It's hard to pick. It really is hard to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
But I completely agree with you. Charles Woodson was better, I guess you could say, in his prime than Champ Bailey. But if you gave me Champ Bailey, I would be mad either.
Oh, absolutely not. No. I'd take either one. I think Champ Bailey, I think speed helped him more than his athletic ability was so good. And I think that made up for his maybe lack. I'm not going to say lack of skill, but technique. I'll say technique. That made up for his technique.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's crazy as I didn't really remember watching Charles Woodson a ton. I remember more of Champ Bailey than I do Charles Woodson. It's just that Broncos team. That was, man, when was that? That was the early 2000s?
Early 2000s, yeah.
And that team their defense was really good. But yeah, great poll, Derek. We talked about getting back to doing the polls and actually this is our first football one, if I'm correct. I think a lot of those we've done is basketball. So I was glad you kind of picked a football one this time.
I told you, man, I'm kind of getting back in the football thing. That's why I had the thing Wednesday night about the was it Wednesday or was it last week?
I think it was Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So I just kind of getting back in the football swing, and it gets me excited.
Yeah, definitely. Well, man, let's talk about this game for the finals.
They botched it.
Yeah, Indiana, man, they had them on the road. Indiana was doing their thing, and then it looked like about the 6 to 4 minute mark, they really just started to slide. Defensively, weren't playing their best. Offensively, we're kind of forcing. They ended up losing that game. And if they win that game, they're up 3-1, looking one way away from winning the finals, which, in my opinion, would be very surprising to most people, not to us because we both picked the Pacers in this series.
Yeah.
But the next game is in Oklahoma City, and my opinion on this next game is where I'm at. I think whoever wins Game 5 wins the series.
I agree, without question.
Now, the thing that comes into play is, and there's always that speculation, is you always want to win at home in the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does Oklahoma City lose Game 6 in Indiana to win it at home?
No,
They would take that chance, because if you
they've been beat twice already. Technically, They should have been beat 3 times. Indiana lost that game, so I think they know that they can be beat. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with you. If I'm Oklahoma City, if I have to close out Indiana, you just have to take it.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you're Indiana, if you have, which they would actually close it at home right now, because that would be the 6th game if they win tomorrow night. Evan says so many people have said that after 3 and 4, take the win. I agree. I mean, of course you want to win it at home, but where this series is right now, you can't take that chance. You just can't take it. Like if Indiana was up 3-1, would they love to win in Indiana? You always want to win the championship at home. I mean, that's if it works out in the playing cards, you do, but you can't take that risk, because I think both these teams have figured out that they both can be beat. Well, really, no one. I don't know how many people picked Indiana actually to win this series. Like, I don't know anyone besides me and you. I mean, my father-in-law was talking about it today. My father-in-law were talking about it today. He was like, "Yeah, I picked OKC to win." I'm like, "Well, 95% of the sports world has. There's very few people that probably picked Indiana." Evan said there should be a time to take that chance. The parade will still be at home, and that's right, Evan. You're right. I mean, you're going to have a parade at home, so you get to bring it back to your city. So yeah, there's no chance to you don't take it. You just win, whether you're at home or away. But that being said, Derek, who's winning Game 5 for you?
Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And I don't even think it's going to be close.
So you think they blow them out the water in Game 5?
Yeah. I really do. I think they had their chance. And I think it's over now.
So you think Oklahoma City has it? I mean,
yeah, I think they have it in the bag now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to pick, because which teams of the teams are showing up? Are we getting the Oklahoma City team that does blow them out? Are we getting the gassed Oklahoma City team, which we saw in both losses, and even last game where they should have lost? Do we get that team? So I think it depends. This is a who wants it more game for me, because this is the straw for me. Whoever wins this game wins it all.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's whoever wants it more. But something we haven't talked about, Derek, in this series that has happened is, what is the deal with not starting Hartenstein? Like,
It's the matchups. It's the matchups. It's almost like they don't trust him to guard Turner or Siakam.
So they're pulling a Warriors type thing. They're just going smaller.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, maybe more athletic.
I mean, yes, because but here's the problem with Indiana. It seems like they haven't taken advantage of that. Like, if I'm not sure who's been guarding Miles Turner. Like,
they just rotate either Chet or the other guy.
See, where I'm thinking is, like, why is Turner not being forceful, begging for the ball?
I agree, Evan. Evan said on TikTok, he said, I see what they're doing, but as a top team, do you change what got you there? And I think that's what's hurt them. I would be shocked. I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't be shocked if Hartenstein didn't start Monday night.
I think for Oklahoma City to be Oklahoma City, being the threat, blowing people out, you don't need Hartenstein to do anything offensively. Like, you don't need him to. Like,
He's your Steven Adams. That's who he is.
he is the Steven Adams for Oklahoma City, which, I mean, it's crazy to think that because that's where Steven Adams started. But he is your defensive paint guy. Like, Chet's great. Chet's just not big enough yet. He may never get big enough yet. Like, that may never happen.
His
So-
passing out of the post is huge.
Yes, like he's actually an underrated passer. I completely agree. And his screens are phenomenal. You're missing that. So you're actually taking away, as crazy as it sounds, you're taking away your offensive game plan with him on the screens, and when he gets the ball in the post, he passes out when you take him out. So you're actually missing a part of your offense when you have him out.
Mhm.
Not necessarily his scoring threat, because Hartenstein ain't going to give you 30 a game. Like, it's just not going to happen. But he can give you 15 and 15 if he wants to, or he may even drop a 20 bomb. It's rare, but he could if the cards play right. So I think for Oklahoma City to blow them out the water, I would expect Hartenstein to start this game. If he doesn't, I think we're going to get the same game we've been getting the last 2 or 3 games, which is a hard-fought back-and-forth game, which is crazy, Derek, is in those 4 games, Indiana has led like 3 of them. Like, they got to a point where they were 10-point lead, 8-point lead, and they kept it. And unfortunately, in 2 of those 4 games, they let it. Well, one game they got blew out. So that one was a blowout game. And then the last game, they just blew the lead. Offensively, they were just not efficient enough. Exactly, Evan. They don't have to run plays for him. They just need him to do some floaters and come off the exactly. That's what Oklahoma's coaches got to realize. We don't need him to score. We need him to screen the ball, be the offensive glass, defensively be a shot blocker, try to contain Turner. But that's my problem with Indiana is they're not doing what I thought they would do with Turner when those matchups favor him.
Yeah.
Even with Chet. Chet's not big. He's tall, lanky, but he's not big. So post up. That's the problem with the game now. You have a big man versus a smaller man. Maybe the height, not height-wise, but just smaller in general. Turner should be taking him to the basket, playing some old school down on the block game, and that's something else that's not happening for Indiana. So with that being said, I hate saying this. Chet weighs as much as me. He's just about a.
He's got a lot of cat in him, though. Yeah, he does. I mean, every big has. If you want to play in today's game, you have to shoot the 3. I talked about this. It might have been off camera. Maybe we talked about it. I don't remember. But what would the league look like if the mid-range was worth 3 points and the 3-pointers were worth 2 points?
Mm-hmm.
What would the league look like? How many guys do you feel confident in a mid-range game? Now, I know we're going to sit here and say, well, they're NBA players. They can shoot from anywhere. They can shoot. But they don't. Look at the percentage that they take 3-pointers and look at their percentage from when they're in the mid-range. I'm not talking about layups or 3 foot from the basket. I'm talking about the 18 to 20-foot jump shots. They don't take them anymore. So they don't take them because they don't practice them. I mean, they don't have nothing to do with them.
Right.
So
with that being said, I think I'm going to go with you. I think Oklahoma City wins this next game. I'm not going to go blowout, but I'll go comfortable win, about 10 points, because Indiana has played them better than even I expected, even though I picked them to win. Down the stretch, like we said, for Indiana to win, they almost would have to keep both Oklahoma City under 100 most games. But we've actually been seeing Indiana put up some points. I mean, they've had their bench has been phenomenal the last 2 games.
Mathurin didn't show up last game.
The bench, we talked about the depth of Indiana, how surprising their depth is. The last 2 games, their bench has been on fire. But I think the problem is you're getting more. It seems like you're getting more production from the bench in most of the time than you are from the starting five.
Let's see. Let's see what they did last.
Outside of Siakam, I'm sorry, but I've said this, and I've said this probably I don't know how many times since the finals has started. Probably even before the finals started. Siakam is such an underrated player in this league. He's a champion.
Yes.
He's a scorer. He can defend. He's underrated. He didn't win a championship for no reason. He was a big part of that championship team, but he didn't get the glitz and glamour because Kawhi Leonard was there, because Kyle Lowry was there. So Marc Gasol was there. Like there was people there that were already in their prime or ending their prime that was getting more of the recognition than Siakam. But now you're seeing it. So, like I said, I go with OKC, but here's my question for you. If Indiana loses this series and loses the finals, what can they do from here going into next year? Is there anything that they can, player-wise, should they do?
I'm gonna throw something out, and it's gonna be like a complete left field trade here. Okay, I don't know if it could work. I don't know. I don't. They're missing a scorer, right?
Like a shot creator.
They're missing an elite scorer. If you lose, I put a package around Halliburton.
Around Halliburton.
And I'm talking like 4 first-round picks plus Halliburton. 5 first-round picks around Halliburton. And I call 2 teams, and I call 2 teams only. They'll either take it or they won't. I call Memphis for Ja Morant, or I call Atlanta for Trae Young. And I just see if they'll come off either one of them for Halliburton. Because you look at what Memphis just did. Memphis just got 5 first-round picks from Orlando, right? For Desmond Bain. Okay? Now imagine if you throw 4 or 5 more first-round picks, plus Halliburton, who has showed he's a good player. Halliburton is a good player. But there's just something about him that there's just something about he's missing. He's missing that. Yeah, he can go off for 30, but it's like he has to grind for that 30. It just doesn't come to him. I don't think either one of them. It's just their shot creator. They need somebody that can score the ball at will. Defensively, they're set. I think they're really good defensively. I think they need to re-sign everybody. I think that team as a whole is really good. But then I also seen something else today, and I did not like it at one bit. They re-signed what's the name? Siakam. They extend Siakam. They extend Obi Toppin, and they keep Halliburton. Okay? Then they make a package and go get Zion. They let Turner walk. They move Siakam to the 5, and they let Zion be their 4.
That's interesting.
I'm not saying I like it. I don't like it. I don't like. I think this is a team that I think is built really well for the style of ball that they play. So, man, I don't know. I
agree. They're missing that go-getter bucket guy. Like, Siakam can be that guy. But the thing about Halliburton with me is the thing with him is he's a decent defender. He's not the best defender. We see that he's guarding Shea sometimes. It's very a disadvantage for him. It's not a knock on him. I'm just saying he's not an elite defender. I think their elite defender is probably Mathurin, maybe Siakam at times, but like that's.
I think it's Mathurin as well. I agree.
Yeah, Mathurin. But that trade for them would be terrible because Siakam cannot play the 5 long term.
Oh yeah, I think he's too small to do that. But I'm just saying the I don't like this right. I didn't come up with this. I forgot who's seen it on TikTok. I seen it on TikTok. That was the package that this guy did. That he put a package around. It was Mathurin. I think 3 first.
You can't give your best defender Zion.
Somebody else. I forgot who the other 2 were. But and that was what they were saying. And they had Halliburton and Pascal and Zion and just a bunch of T.J. McConnell was a starter. I mean, it was. Evan said Naismith might be their best.
Naismith.
I think that's what I'm saying. You can rotate if you want to start Naismith today. I'm completely fine with that for your 3-and-D guy. If you want to start Mathurin, I'm completely fine with that for your 3-and-D guy. I think they're both interchangeable.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they do from here because I don't know. There's no way you let Turner walk. I don't know how you let him walk. I'm not saying. Yes, he struggled in the finals. We can agree to that. He hasn't been the best Turner. But I don't know if you let him just walk. How do you let him walk? Who is his replacement? Because you've got to get someone to his statue or better.
Right. I agree. I 100% agree with that.
That trade would ultimately, I think that would put Indiana barely making the playoffs next year if you make that trade. And that's a maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
well, speaking of trades,
yeah.
Devin Booker, I don't think Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker is going to re-sign with Phoenix. I think Phoenix is going to try to put something around Devin Booker, and Devin Booker is going to remain in Phoenix at least one more year. If they try to put something around him and they don't even make the playoffs again, then I think Booker's time will be done, and they'll trade him with 2 years left on his contract. Somebody will pick that up, no problem.
But see, if I'm
that's who they need. Yeah, that's who Indy needs. I do agree with that, Evan. That's who Indy needs.
No, they don't need Oz because San Antonio needs them. But hey, here we are.
Speaking of San Antonio, this Kevin Durant stuff, I think is going to get messy, and I really think San Antonio is going to be out on it.
And I'm okay with it, actually.
I am too. Like I said before, if whatever they want to do to not give up Castle and the number 2 pick, right? But I did see, now again, this is freaking Joe Blow on Twitter was putting up some stuff and said if they are out on KD, they could package 2, 14, and 2 or 3 players because Boston is still shopping Brown. I give up 2 for Brown because I think Brown is better than Ace Bailey, who we would bring in. I think he's better than Harper, who we would bring in, an all NBA caliber player. And he's an all defensive first or second team. I don't see Bailey or Harper being that guy.
I just don't know. So here's where it is right now. This is what I've been seeing in the last 24 hours. So supposedly, and again, this is all speculation, but this is the one thing I've been seeing consistently on social media. The Spurs have already thrown Phoenix a deal, and they said no. And that was the original 14, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and a future pick of, I think it was even a second round. I don't even think it was a first round. It was a protected second round pick or something. They said no. And then supposedly Phoenix came back with, we want the 14, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Stephon Castle, and or Shohan, the second round protected. Now, here's the thing.
I throw him Shohan.
That's where I'm at. That's what me and Evan were talking about it last night. You saw in the group, I'm throwing Shohan to them. Now, I don't know if you've been seeing this too. Supposedly, Shohan's been in Phoenix.
He posted something on his Twitter because I'm going to tell you right now, I love that trade. I'm gonna tell you right now, I
I'm good with that.
absolutely love it because if I do that deal, I then call up Phoenix and I say, "Hey, you want the number 2 pick? You want to come up and get Dylan Harper? I want the number 3 pick. I want McCain. Okay, give me the number 3 and McCain, and let's pull that trigger. Now we're gonna pull that trigger. Now we're gonna get another guard on Harper because we didn't want him, but we got us another guard to come off the bench, and then with that 3rd pick, you're gonna replace Shohan with Ace Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you hit all of your needs. Now all you have to do is go into the offseason and you look at your center position, your power forward. You look at something to get a rotation set there because now you have Bailey, Durant, and as your 4-3-4, however you want to look at them. Wemby as your 5. You need to find another hybrid 4-5 guy that can fill in that rotation when needed, like the Nas Reed.
And I agree with Evan. He said Shohan reminds me too much of a poor man's Kyle Kuzma.
That's exactly who he is. I think Kyle Kuzma and Shohan are both poor man's Kyle Kuzmans.
Yeah.
I'm not big on Kyle Kuzma. I never have been.
I like Shohan. Like, he's a Spurs player. Like, he really is.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Spurs player. But what does he really develop to be? Right. He's going into year. I want to say he's going into year 4.
Yeah.
Right. So is what we're seeing from him, is this his peak? You don't know. Year 4, you think about year 4, is it his peak? Because what they did a lot with him, last year was he played point guard a lot last year for them. And that was Wemby's first year. And it didn't work out. Like, they were trying to make him a point forward. I mean, essentially that's what he was.
So let me just tell you what we'd be giving up. If we got rid of Vassell and Shohan, with Fox being hurt last year and Victor being hurt last year, we're going to give up our leading scorer in Vassell, 16 points a game. Our leading rebounder, 7 points in Shohan. Our leading steal guy in Vassell, 1.5. And our leading blocks guy, half a block a game. So we're giving up almost like everything. And now, like I said, Wembanyama and Fox were hurt. Castle.
Is that worth Kevin Durant for you? Because you got to remember, he's literally going to be a 2-year rental at most, in my opinion. And that, whether him retiring or moving on.
I'm going to say yes. I have to put an asterisk on this, or I put a remark in here. That is okay with me if we draft Ace Bailey and Ace Bailey learns from Kevin Durant. Because Ace Bailey and Kevin Durant are the same person. They're the same lanky scorer that can create shots. They're the same person. So if that's your goal, is to draft Kevin Durant's replacement on a rookie deal while in a championship window, right? I mean, you got Fox, you got Wemby, you got the Castle. You're in a championship window here. So yeah, I mean, I would, and like I said, if we keep, just say somehow I don't know how. Say we keep
appreciate all the likes on TikTok. 1K almost. Thanks for that.
Say we keep Vassell somehow. I don't see it, and they want Johnson instead. Right?
That's what I want to do.
That's what I would love to do. Matter of fact, I would love to give them David Duke Jr. and Blake Wesley for Kevin Durant and keep all the picks. I mean, dude, let's see what we'd be sending. We would be sending them almost 8 points a game if we gave those two guys up.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something about Devin Vassell, and I see why people want him. He was Stephon Castle before Stephon Castle came here, except Stephon Castle's bigger.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell is a scorer.
Yeah, I agree.
He's only going into year 3. So if you're giving up Devin Vassell, you've got to make sure you get scoring in return. People think 16 points a game ain't nothing. It's 16 points is 16 points. Like, man.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
I,
this.
I think you got to give Johnson up. I love Johnson though. I love Johnson, but I think if you find a way, and I think San Antonio could make this work because again, look how they got Fox. They gave up nothing for Fox. But here's the problem with everything going forward now. Everything. The deal that happened today. That's going to set the standard for
5
trade
first rounds for
to
Bain.
be somebody just got 5 first rounders for Desmond Bain. I'm not knocking Desmond Bain. He can score. He's a great defender. But is Desmond Bain Kevin Durant?
What would
Desmond-
Pop do? Evan just asked, what would Pop do in the situation we're in? I'm going to tell you what Pop would do. Are you ready for
I can
this?
tell you right now.
Pop is going to, and I'm going to tell you, I was literally just thinking about that before Evan said anything about Pop. What if we just stayed put? I know we've been on the.
No, that's what Pop would do. Pop would stay put. That would be the Pop.
But
move.
listen to me. Durant averaged 26 a game last year.
I know.
Okay, Vassell at 16, Shohan at 11, and Barnes at. We're going to give up 40 points a game for a 26-point a game score. Think about this. Well, I mean, what? And you're going to give up your rebound, one of your rebounding guys with Victor. Let's see. He's second on the team. Shohan is second on the team in rebounds with 6.5 behind Wemby. Dude, the more I look at this, I think we stay put. If I wouldn't have pulled this up, I wouldn't even been thinking about it. But
I'm not mad if they stay put. But going back to Evan's question, Pop would stay put. Pop, I'm telling you, he's always been built.
yeah, Evan said, and we're bringing in more points through the draft. I guarantee you, Bailey could get us 10 points a game. Number 14, depending on what I think. You know what? Stay put unless it's an absolute steal. Like unless you're bringing in that, that has to be that guy. That I know I keep harping on this, but I love Jaylen Brown. You take Keldon Johnson, the number 2 pick, and Harrison Barnes, and give me Jaylen Brown.
That's a steal.
That's a steal. Now I know you're giving up 24 points, but you're getting 24 points right back, and you're getting better defensively.
Yes, you're getting better defensively, and you're getting
Devin Booker. Devin Booker would be a great piece. I think that. But the only problem with Booker would have to move to 3. He'd have to be an undersized 3 because you have to have Castle on the floor. I'm sorry.
Castle has to start.
Castle has to be on the floor.
Yeah. The more I look at it, like who okay, here's the thing. No one's going to turn down KD unless they're like asking for 10 first rounders, which is absolutely not okay. Right. I'm not giving nobody 10 first rounds for Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. I wouldn't give him for Magic Johnson. I don't care who you are. I'm not giving you 10 first rounds. Like,
would you give it for Jordan?
No.
You wouldn't give 10 first rounds for Jordan?
No.
Prime Jordan?
No.
I'd give 20.
No, I'm not giving 10 first rounds because you could potentially. Well, if you're saying they just entered their prime where Jordan was, I mean, maybe. But when I look at trades and things like that, I'm looking at the now and the future. If you give up 10 first rounds, you're giving up your next 10 years of everything.
Right, but if you get Jordan for 8 years, I mean, you're only getting. I mean, you're picking 32nd for 8 years in a row. I mean.
Do you try to get Bill in the deal too for the bench? He might get bought out. See, the thing with Bill though, he has a no trade clause. So I mean,
but if he gets bought out, like they were done with him, so he could get bought out. They could work out a deal where they give him, say if he was going to make $20 million this year, they could give him $12 million. He could sign with the Spurs for $10 million. He'll make $22 million instead of $20 million. Or whatever. Yeah. I mean, whoever it is, it doesn't matter who. But
I think if you're Bill, and that happens, you get a buyout. Don't worry about the money. And worry about your situation.
Bill would go. He would go to the Lakers.
Probably.
He would take less money to go to LA.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, I mean, this week we're going to hear so much because
Just
next
next week's
Wednesday,
draft week. Yep.
next
No, next
Wednesday is
week is next. Yeah.
yeah, like there's not this coming up Wednesday, but the following Wednesday is draft
Yeah.
night. And by the way, speaking of that, we're going to do a draft show.
Yep.
So I haven't even said this to Derek, but Evan, really anybody on Tire Sports Network, if you're more than welcome to join us next Wednesday for the draft show. It's an open invitation for, I don't even care who comes on. The more, the better for me. I love having everybody on for draft night. So, you know, I think it's going to be big. That will be a long show, but I'm good with it. I hope we have a super long show because I'm right at 8:00. We're popping it off because I think it starts at 8, if I'm right.
Let me see.
It's either going to be 7 or 8, if what I remember it being in the past. So yeah, Evan, you and your brother, if he wants to, On Time Sports Philly, whoever. We don't care who's popping in. We want to have a crew here. Let's talk about and break down every pick, and I think we're going to have some trades for sure. No doubt that we're going to have a bunch of trades going on during that draft.
It'll be 7:00 our time.
So it starts at 7.
Yeah, 8:00 Eastern time.
Well, Derek, we go.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Regardless, we're going to be live. It don't matter at 8 at the latest. So, it usually doesn't even pop off till 7:30. They're going to talk about it for 30 minutes, even though they'll have a 2-hour preview show. They'll talk about it for another 30, and then they'll start whenever. But let's talk about this trade today. Actually, I want to say something. Steven Adams extends with the Rockets, which kind of is sucks.
What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
That's the guy that I sent you earlier.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Nick?
We'll talk about that, Nick, and I'll get back with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, so Steven Adams extends with the Rockets. Not surprised.
Let me tell you a little fun fact about old Steven Adams. Did you see that about him today?
Mm-mm.
So he's made a little over $200 million in his career.
God dang.
He has never been a free agent.
Really?
Ever. He was at Oklahoma City, re-signed, got traded to the Rockets, re-signed, got traded to where's he at right now?
He's at the Rockets right now.
Okay. He got traded to Memphis, re-signed,
Yes.
and then went to the Rockets and re-signed. Never been a free agent.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird. I seen that today. When he saw something about him re-signing, I was like,
Yeah, for sure,
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so he extends, so that's big for Houston. They keep their big man in play with Seguin, which Seguin's going to be there, but they keep.
So Rockets came out and said Seguin and Thompson were the only two untouchables on the team.
I mean, I figured that's who was going to be the.
That intrigues Philly. I think Phoenix for the Kevin Durant because now you can get you can get more than I think the Spurs are willing to offer.
Oh yeah, you can get Jalen Green.
Yeah,
you can get Jabari Smith.
You get Jabari Smith, Jalen Green,
Fred VanVleet. I mean, there's a lot of players.
Fred VanVleet, yep.
So that's the thing, though. Houston's willing. Here's the difference between Houston and San Antonio. Outside of Thompson and who's the other untouchable? Seguin. They're willing to blow it up. They don't care. The Spurs are like, hey, listen, we're keeping Wemby, we're keeping Castle. They've said they're keeping Shoham, they're keeping Fox. You got to take the pick from the remaining, right? So I think Houston does have more available. I'm not going to say necessarily better. I do think Jalen Green is a star in the making. I'm not saying he's not. But here's my thing. If you go the Houston route, I do think you got to keep Devin Booker for Phoenix. Because you actually would get a decent return and you could. Is it crazy for me to say you might make the play-in with that a team around Devin Booker? Let's say it was Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and or Fred VanVleet. Like, what? Dude, hear me out. What if Phoenix got Fred VanVleet, Jamar Smith, Jalen Green, and 2 first-rounders. They're going to take that.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix will take that because they're getting younger and they're getting a bunch of scoring, and you're getting a Kevin Durant-ish type player in Jabari Smith. He's long, lengthy, can score, and he's younger. I'm not saying he's Kevin Durant. I'm not going that route. I'm just saying he's kind of like the Ace Baileys and the Kevin Durant, like the long, lengthy, can shot create. So I that's the thing is I think really Houston has the most to offer when you're talking about players, but I think San Antonio has the better picks. So it really depends on what Phoenix is going to value more, the picks or the players. And I think it comes down to those two teams. I don't know why Kevin Durant wants to go to Miami. I know it said it was those 3 teams, but in Miami, let me tell you what you're going to be doing. You're going to be living the lifestyle. You're not going to be worried about winning championships in Miami. I'm sorry, unless they just make some other crazy trade or something that brings in another big player. Because like Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero are not going to win any championship, and I think one of those would be shipped off to Phoenix, if not both.
Yeah.
So I just don't see. Like I said, if it's Miami, that's where he ends up. It's for the lifestyle. It's not for basketball. I'm sorry, it's just not.
So let me. I've been listening to everything you say. I need to know that.
No, you're fine, man.
I'm still stuck on this Spurs thing. About what to do. About what to do. I think we ride it out.
Yeah, I'm good with riding it out.
Because let me tell you.
You got to understand, Derek, I've been riding it out for 20 years with them.
Free agents next year. Okay? Not this summer.
Or are you talking about just in general?
Just in general. Free agents next summer. Unrestricted. You've got you've got the big ones, LeBron, KD, Fred VanVleet, Kyrie, and James Harden. Those are your like picks of the litter next summer if you want. But you got DeAndre Ayton. You've got C.J. McCollum. You've got Chris Middleton. You've got Porzingis, unless he re-signs somewhere. Julius Randle, who I think would be phenomenal at the 4. Jaren Jackson, who would be phenomenal with Wemby.
I saw another Jaren Jackson trade to San Antonio. I saw that today.
I mean, Malik Bridges, who would be a great defensive guy for us. Aaron Gordon.
He's still on Phoenix. I'm not Phoenix. He's on Charlotte still, right?
Who?
Bridges?
No, he's at New York.
Oh, Mikal Bridges. Oh, okay.
Who did I say? I said Malik.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the kid from Charlotte.
Yeah. No.
You're talking about Mikal, yeah.
Yeah, Mikal. I mean, there are some guys in the class next year. PJ Washington from Dallas, I think will be a good 4.
Derek, I think I've made my decision.
I think we stay.
We stay.
I think you stay put. Now, if they get him, I'm not going to be mad, right? I mean, I'm not going to throw a fit because we got one of the best top 20 players of all time.
Yeah.
Top 5 scorer of all time coming to San Antonio. But I think Indy is showing you exactly how to do it. Don't get the big superstars. Just roll with what you got. I would love Jaren Jackson to come. I would love freaking Jaren Jackson to come. And I would even take Jaren Jackson, the 14th pick, and like 2 or 3 players for Jaren Jackson right now.
Yeah, I think so. This I think what San Antonio does. I think at number 2, you draft Ace Bailey. And then at 14, you go get you, if he's still there, and I really love this guy. I think I've told you that. The kid from Duke, I can never pronounce his name.
Yeah.
You draft your another scoring threat, and you draft you a big man. That's what you do. Unless, now the only thing I think, this is what I think, if there's a trade happening for San Antonio, and this is going to really be going against everything that's been coming out, I think you actually draft for a big man or trade for a big man, like a Naz Reid, a Jaren Jackson. Like, I think I would like that trade better than the Kevin Durant, because we're actually, like you said, you put up the numbers earlier. You said, like, are we going to trade 40 points a game for 26, or keep the 40, and let's say you trade 20 of that in a pick for a big man, which we need another big man. We need another rotational big man or a starter to put in with, maybe Shohan coming off the bench or whatever the case might be. Like, I think I'm with you. I think we stay put, keep the pieces we have, continue to, grow those players, and let's see what we can do in the draft. And then in the next year, see where we're really at. Like, what did we really miss this year? Was it scoring? Was it
defensively? Yeah.
Defensively, like, I think you ride the ship, because I don't think anyone on that San Antonio Spurs organization would be mad if we didn't do some big trade, because, for one, that's the San Antonio way, is not doing something big anyways. I understand errors are changing. We have Coach Mitch Johnson now that I think would want to be more aggressive. But you also, I remember Pop is the president he's the president. He's still in the organization, so he will have a say in all this still. So we'll see what happens. There's some other 7-2 guys Spurs are said to be looking at. Good on D, raw defensively, but skilled. That's what I'm saying. Like, we just got to – I love the speculations, but I'm to the point now with you, Derek. I think after talking everything, I think I'm good with staying put and just drafting. And
I do too. I mean, I really do. I think we just stay put and ride it out.
Yeah, stay put, ride it out, and see what happens.
I love it.
I think it's a better fit going around. But yeah, so the trade today, Desmond Bain is going to Orlando.
I don't know the exact details.
It was
Caldwell Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 unprotected first and 1 first round swap.
Who won the trade in your opinion?
Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you take away somebody to help Ja on the offensive side, so now Ja has to do more. I think Desmond Bain helps. What was he? 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 49% shooting.
And he's a great defender.
He's a great defender. Let's just look at. Yeah, absolutely. He's at about 1.5 steals a game, half a block a game, 2 fouls a game. So he doesn't foul out. So he's going to be on the court. Right? He's gonna be on the court for you. They didn't give up any key pieces. They kept Jalen Suggs. They kept Pablo. They kept what's his name? What's the dude's name?
Jalen Suggs.
They're big guy.
Oh, Wendell Carter. And
they kept Carter and Waltz or Wentz.
Dang
it. Anyway, they kept all their core.
Yes, they kept the core.
So I think that they kept Jonathan Isaac, Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
So their starters right now are Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bain, Wagner, Pablo, Wendell Carter, with Gary Harris and Jonathan Isaac coming off their bench.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I like that for them. That's huge for them.
It's massive. I agree. I think Orlando won that trade. You get better defensively. Yeah, you ship off some picks. No,
but that's what they were missing.
Yeah.
No, they ship off the picks, but they were missing. They were missing the defense. I mean, let's look at what they when they played the Boston in the first round. They lost by 30. They lost by 10. They won by 2. They lost by 9, and they lost by 20. Yeah. So defensively, they needed that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good trade for Orlando. You get better defensively. You get some more scoring. I mean, was Cole Anthony and who was the other player? Cole Anthony and who was the other player they traded? I'm drawing a blank. Cole Anthony and dude, who was it? Oh, why am I drawing a blank here? Well, whoever they trade, they're not getting 20 points a game. So I think Orlando just gets better. So good.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool seeing a trade early.
Yeah, go ahead and get it out of the way.
Yeah, get the first one out the way. But the transition into trades. What do you think this Red Sox deal with the Giants? What are your thoughts on that?
It was bound to happen. I think Devers, he was mad from the beginning of the season, right? I mean, he didn't want to move. He didn't want to be DH. He said he was third base.
Is that the one that was like not hitting very well in the very beginning of the season?
Yes, yeah. He said I play third base. Like, yeah, we talked about. I'm surprised it took this long to get it done, right? But I'm good with it. Like, I'm good with. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if let's just see here. This is what I like to look at. Where did they send him to?
They sent him to the Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Okay, well, they sent him to the team in second place in their division. Like me, if you're a disgruntled player, I'm going to send you to the freaking Rockies. I'm going to send you to the White Sox. I don't care if they throw me the peanut voucher guy and a sack of chalk to chalk the lines. Like, you're not going to tell me how to run my organization. I'm going to run the organization.
No.
But he got a little bit lucky. He went to a decent team. They're only one behind the Dodgers, who they are playing tonight. So he could go to a team that's supposed to be in first place from a team that was in second to last in their division. So kudos for him.
The Giants have gotten better over the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
The Dodgers, Padres. Now the Padres have kind of fumbled, and the Giants are creeping up to LA, and I think they're like a game and a half, 2 games behind them, and the LA's beating them right now. But I think Devers was playing his way out of Boston on purpose.
Agreed.
Out, and if you want out, I think baseball is totally different from any other sport. If you want to play your way out, it's not hard to do.
No.
Have a terrible batting average. Make some errors, then they'll ship you. I know
they'll send you down first. They'll send you down if you're not a big he's an all-star, so
right.
They know what he can do.
Right. So they were never going to send him down a triple or double A. It was never going to happen. Instead, they trade him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it helps the Giants. Hopefully, the bats for him actually pick up, and you don't continue to see what you've been seeing in Boston. I think he was just trying to play his way out. But we said he was going to get traded at the beginning of the season because of how bad he was playing. And looking at it now, it was probably done on purpose. I don't know if it was, but it did from the outside looking in, it looked like he was trying to play his way out of Boston. Which is crazy is Boston's – when you think of Boston Red Sox, I mean, it's Boston,
Yeah.
But obviously he wasn't happy there. And, maybe he did go to him and finally say, listen, I want to trade out, and maybe they figure out a way to get it done. But, I'm not sure these players, and maybe if Sean or Scott is watching, did the Giants really give up anything to get Devers? They send Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, and outfield prospect James Tibbs, and another prospect to the Rays.
Probably not. Probably not.
So I'm going to say probably not. So I think the Giants made this move because they see that they're starting to peak upwards. We're 80-something games in. So I think this was a move for them to try to push to get that squeeze into first position because, I mean, we're as crazy as it sounds, we're almost halfway through the first half of the season.
Yeah, All-Star break creeping up.
Yeah, it's in July. I think it's a month away or somewhere around there. So, that's good. Kudos to the Giants. I think it's a great trade for them. Let's see how it works out. By the way, I do want to talk about something in MLB. I saw this yesterday. And this is nothing good, but I want to talk about it. The Colorado Rockies. Let me tell you a fun fact. They've had the worst 80-game start
Ever.
1899. 1899 before. I mean,
Yo, shout out to the Rockies for breaking records. Record books, baby. Not everybody gets in the record books.
I mean, you're the record book. I'm not sure if I want to be the record book for that, but
Yeah, the worst team ever.
Same game, they had the most strikeouts in any game ever. It was like 20-something strikeouts. So great job, Colorado Rockies. We thought the White Sox had a bad year last year. The Rockies,
yeah, no joke. I guess they hired the White Sox manager, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But I kind of want to talk about Caitlin Clark is back in the WNBA.
Shout out to Angel Reese, triple-double today.
That I rag on Angel Reese all the time. I'll be the first to tell you I do not think she's a good basketball player. I just there's something about her that it's just I don't know. She just looks funny out there playing. But shout out to her. Much respect. I will give her flowers today for getting that triple-double. I was 11, 13, and 11, something like that. So massive shout out to her. But Caitlin Clark came back on fire.
Oh, man.
I mean, I didn't think – I thought she was going to slowly work her way back in it. 11 for 20. 7 for 14 on threes, 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Almost a triple-double, 32, 8, and 9. All defensive rebounds.
Handed Liberty the first loss.
Handed Liberty the first. Now, I will tell you this. Sabrina Ionescu went toe-to-toe with her.
They both had great games.
They were both 11 for 20. The only thing that was different was she had 9. She was 8 of 9 from the free throw line, and Clark was 3 of 5. But she went toe to toe. Stewie had another. Let me tell you something about Breanna Stewart. She may be, and I'm not talking about just college or just WNBA. I'm talking about from when she started her first day in college to her point right now. She's probably the greatest women's basketball player ever. I mean, she is just, for me, she's just phenomenal. I mean, she was a 4-time champ, 4-time finals MVP, 4-time conference player of the year. I mean, she was dominating from the moment she stepped foot at UConn. And she's so good. Like, she is so good. And, there was a statement made, and going back to Clark, I forgot who put it. It was a tweet. They said, is it time for the WNBA to start looking out for Caitlin Clark? She's the face of the league. All these hard fouls on her, all this, and it made me think. I forgot who the guy's name was, but he asked, the reporter asked him, why Wayne Gretzky was never fouled hard. Like, why Wayne Gretzky was never checked into the boards real hard. Yeah, he was checked into the boards, but, like, it was never hard. And he had a perfect answer. He said, because we all knew he was going to end up making us millions by bringing viewers to the sport. I think that's where we're at with Caitlin Clark. Like, we need to realize that she is I'm not going to say her alone, but she's the one packing these houses, right? Like people are coming to watch Clark. People are coming to, Caitlin's coming. Now, yes, Ionescu's good. Breanna Stewart's good. Asia Wilson can pack the gym out in Las Vegas. I'm sure Kelsey Plum is doing the same in Los Angeles. But Caitlin Clark is the face of this league, and we need to start realizing that.
I agree she is. I mean, what's going to end up happening is she's going to get severely hurt eventually.
And it's going to go down.
And it's going to go down. Look what happened the last couple of weeks she was out. Tickets prices dropped.
Plummeted. Yeah, they did.
Probably audiences, the fan base is not being there.
So I did see that. The fan bases stayed about the same. The Fever averaged the Fever averaged home and away about the same amount of fans. But when you go from $100 a ticket to $3 a ticket, I'm liable to buy $70 worth of tickets and take 17 people. If it's $100 a ticket, I'm not taking 17 people to the game. I'm taking my 4, and I'm being done with it. So that you have to look at that as a whole. Like, the crowds were still there, even though she wasn't playing, but it's because it was pretty much free to get in the game. Popcorn costs more than you can buy a ticket.
The soda.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and like I said, it's no knock. People need to stop making it about Caitlin Clark is not the face because, Ionescu is so good. We're not saying they're not good. I think those are phenomenal basketball players. I think they are so good. But we have to just call a spade, and Caitlin Clark is bringing the attention because she is just same thing Steph Curry did. Them girls weren't hitting logo threes before Clark. And now everybody's trying to. Now Breonna Stewart's trying to hit a logo three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man, is everyone is – there's always that one person you want to be like, and everyone's starting to want to be like Caitlin Clark. Now, the thing where I agree with some things I've been seeing about the WBA is, in ways, can people being like her ruin the game? Well, of course it could. Just like how Stephen Curry is, everybody wants to shoot threes.
Yeah.
So that's obviously one of the bad things about it is like everyone wants to try to not play their game and they want to be the Caitlin Clark or they want to be the Ionescu. Like they want to be the players so they don't necessarily play their game. They play like those. And yes, you can start to see things happen in the WBA maybe you don't want to see, or just women's sports in general. But that's just is what it is. I mean, no one stopped shooting threes because Stephen Curry was. It actually got 1,000 times worse.
Yeah. And we talked about it. So the Liberty were 20% from the 3-point line. They were 6 of 29. The Fever were 49%, 17 of 35. So, like, if that's not if you get ahead, especially when you shoot threes, they're going to have to catch up with the three, right? And if they don't practice it, if they're not as good as it, then you're going to struggle.
Yep. I completely agree. Appreciate all the likes on TikTok. 1.8K likes. Appreciate the love, guys.
Nice.
So yeah, well, something I want to talk about, kind of transitioning into the next thing, is this College World Series, man. Coastal Carolina.
They were up 5-1 a while ago.
They're up 6-1 now.
Let's go.
So obviously we're gonna kind of go back to Friday. They didn't murder Arizona. It was 7-4, but it went as expected. Like I thought Coastal was going to win the game. And that Louisville-Oregon State game was good. That was a really good baseball game. It came down to the wire. Oregon State ended up winning that 4-3. So now you have Louisville playing Arizona and Oregon State playing Coastal. That is from today. So if we go to Saturday, Derek, we had an upset Saturday. The Razorbacks lost to LSU.
They did lose. I was shocked.
I was shocked by that. LSU, their pitching was so good. You didn't really get a lot of hits from either team. LSU had 6 and Arkansas only had 4, so it was just.
And we did say that was kind of what we didn't knock LSU's pitching. We just thought Arkansas's was better.
Was better.
But Arkansas's bats just did not show up.
Right. And, yeah, their bats did not. I mean, they only had 4 hits in 9 innings. I mean, against LSU, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right. So then you had Murray State, LSU, or UCLA. Murray State, I mean, for a while they held their own, but they both hit well. They both had 9 hits in that game. No errors.
Leaving a lot of runners on base. Leaving 5 runners on base is rough.
Yeah. And, man, I wanted Murray State to win it just because of the Cinderella type story, But – and then going in today, Louisville beats Arizona. 8-3 knocks Arizona out. And now you have Coastal.
Yo, shout out Josh Long. I don't know if he's watching Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, brother. That's your team.
Yeah, Coastal has been – man, I think right now they're the hottest team.
Yes. I believe it. I think we both picked them to go all the way.
Yeah, this will be their 24th or 5th win in a row going back into the season. No, they're the hottest team right now. So that sets up Monday. So you're going to have Louisville playing Arizona State. I'm assuming as the score sticks. Not Monday. I mean, that'd be Wednesday. But
Monday's Arkansas Murray State.
Monday is Arkansas and Murray State. I hate to say this, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing, but I would assume Arkansas is going to win that game.
Yeah, I think Murray State's run's gonna end. Great run though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great run.
To be one of the top 8 teams left, I mean, you got to be proud of it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. If they were to pull the biggest upset, would you like it for the remaining teams? Like, would that be kind of a shot in the foot? Because it wouldn't make it maybe as interesting going into – because if I'm correct, the World Series final starts Thursday. So –
It starts Thursday?
or it might be Wednesday.
No.
Yeah, Wednesday. I mean,
No, it doesn't start Thursday though.
yeah.
It starts
Thursday.
Saturday.
Oh.
Starts Saturday.
Oh, game 1 Saturday. Correct. Yeah. So, how if that were to happen, what would be your thoughts on that? If they were to beat Arkansas, who
I don't think it takes anything away from it, because there's 8 teams left for a reason, right? I mean, these are the best teams. As long as LSU doesn't win it, I'm okay. I couldn't stand a year of LSU claiming to be national champions. Give me LSU. I mean UCLA. Give me Coastal. Give me Louisville. Anybody but LSU, and I'm okay.
I mean, I mean, I'm telling you right now, with the way it's going, I think Coastal wins that side of the bracket as where we stand. I don't know who's going to beat them. I mean, it looks like they're going to be playing Oregon State. Not Oregon State. They will be playing. Who did I say they play? The Coastal will play. Who won that game yesterday? Oh well, no, they're going to have to wait. Yeah, because Arizona State will play Louisville, so they would actually play the winner of that game. Well, man, it's going to be interesting. But I right now, I'd probably pick Arkansas, LSU to win the games tomorrow. Man, I think, Derek, I think LSU would beat UCLA. And
Yeah, I do too. I think LSU will probably make it. Again, I hope they don't, but I do kind of remember before I meant to say this a while ago, but I completely forgot. I need to give a shout out real quick.
Okay.
Shout out to Haley Van Lith. 16 points, leading scorer in today's game. Finally getting some minutes with Courtney Vandersloot injured. Right? She'd been getting 3 to 5 minutes a game. Really wasn't putting up any points. I understand Angel Reese got the triple-double, but Haley Van Lith was the leading scorer on the team today. Let's not forget that. Like, Van Lith led the team in scoring. She was so efficient. 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. So shout out to Haley Van Lith for leading scorer today in the game. That's a big shout out to her. But back to the baseball side of it. I would love for it to be Arkansas versus Coastal in the finals. Like I would
be. I just think the matchup.
You have probably the best team versus the underdog.
For sure.
So, and I think it could go either way.
Is Coastal really the underdog? I know. When you look at the schools,
when you look at the schools, yeah.
But I think that would be fun. I think it goes 3 games. I don't think it's a sweep by either team. I think it's a 3-game series.
Yeah, I could see Arkansas winning like 4-0 the first game, and then like a 2-1 win game 2 for a Coastal, and then a 3-2, 3-1 type of win, low scoring game 3. I would love that. That would be my ideal final.
Yeah, I watched that Coastal game against Arizona. It was so good, man. I think I was sending y'all updates.
Yeah.
Friday. So yeah, baseball, college baseball is really it's we're getting here to the end. We only have about a week left, or so, of that. Depending on how many games are actually played in the finals, but so that's fun and exciting to see. We see a bunch of teams that just were not expected to be there, and maybe Murray State's probably the main one. I mean, Coastal is maybe not surprising, but you just see Coastal and you're like, what? Like, but when you look at the record, they've only lost 11 games. They've won 53. I mean, it's insane.
It happens more in baseball than I think it does anything else.
Yeah, and softball too. Look at Tech.
Well, yeah. But like basketball, yeah, I know you have a field of 64, but very rarely do you get a Coastal Carolina going to the Elite Eight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there have been some teams that have made the runs, like that Chicago, Illinois, Chicago, Loyalmont, whatever, 2 or 3 years ago, went to the Final Four. I think, yeah.
Those are the teams that's like the equivalent of Coastal Carolina, Murray State being where they are right now.
Yes.
So that's in full swing. Man, I hate to say this, kind of going back to the hockey. Florida's going to win this next game. I think they close them out finally.
They close them out. Yep.
Florida is just, man, I hate this because I don't hate the back-to-back. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, back-to-backs are. I mean, it's. I say this all the time in every sport, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, whatever. It's always hard to go back-to-back. It really is. It's hard to do. I mean, look at the NBA. We're going on our 5th straight year of a different champion.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you it really is hard to do the back-to-backs. I mean, it's been done, but Florida's going for their second in a row. The Oilers are about to take their second finals loss in a row. Maybe this is more of a question for AJ. I wish he was here, but I'm curious to get an insight on how do the Oilers ever get over this hump? Like, is this a scenario kind of what Dallas did? Do the Oilers fire their head coach because they can't get past Florida in the finals? Is that something they do? Or is it more of a player trades or signing? Like, I mean, what do you do? Because it's you every game, the Panthers are putting up anywhere from 4 to 6 goals a game. Every game in that range. Every game. The Oilers, when they win, they've put up 5 or 6. But when they're losing 1, 2, it's actually been 5. I think it was 6-1, 5-2, and then I think the Panthers won 6-5 one game. So, I mean, the Panthers are just. I think they're just a more aggressive team. They're not shying away. I think the Oilers were better this year. Yeah, because I mean, the Oilers have taken them to, man, how many overtimes has it been?
Yeah.
I think out of these 5 games, I think 4 of them have gone into overtime. Or I think 3 of them, 3 of them went to overtime. So I hate it because I picked the Oilers. I didn't originally pick them, but when we were talking about the series, I picked the Oilers to win this game. I just think they're done. I think Florida wins this game. This next game.
They won today. They won today. No, they won Saturday. I'm sorry.
That was yesterday, yeah. So they will play.
Yeah, Saturday. They'll play Tuesday.
They play Tuesday. So
and it's in Florida. I'm with you. I think they wrap it up.
Oh, if it's in Florida, it's over. It's over. I think Florida mashes on them early and puts it out by the end of midway through the second. Like, it's over. Like, so kudos to Florida. Looks like they're on the way to their second back-to-back finals. And I mean, dude, it's crazy. We talk about, I think, primarily football, but it seems like Florida, they're just like Texas. They just they're
in everything.
They're everything. They are, including hockey. So I love it. So kudos to Florida on winning Game 5, on their way to, my opinion, winning Game 6 on Tuesday. Well, Derek, what else do we have going on in the sports?
Well, I do have a. Let me See if I can swing this. We talked about this Friday night, I believe. But I'll throw it up here for everybody else.
Oh yeah. Let's see. There we go.
There we go. That one will work, I guess, probably the best. There we go. So what throwback jersey do you think needs to come back? And I'll tell you mine. I told y'all this the other day. If Indiana wins Game 5, there is no chance I'm not coming out at home in a closeout game without the Indiana yellow pinstripes.
I mean,
If they came out in that in a closeout game, I'm picking Indiana by 30. I mean, you talk about give me Reggie Miller and O'Neal in the stands. Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Give me Steven Jackson. Give me Ron Artest. Put everybody courtside in their old jerseys, and let's just rock out by 30 in a closeout game at home.
yeah, man, I like all these jerseys, but I think
I hate the Denver one.
I don't really like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't. I like it, but I don't like it. But I love the Indiana one. I love the Rockets. The Hawks is pretty cool. But to me, it's the Rockets or the Indiana. If I had to pick one, it's those two. That Rockets jersey right there is pretty sweet. The only thing I don't like about it, and hear me out, I don't know if you noticed this, but it looks like a shark rocket ship.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Like I get a shark vibe on it. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. I just see shark. I don't know if that's weird.
Who has the best throwback jerseys?
Oh man,
I think there's only one answer myself, personally. I think it's the Toronto with the Raptor on it, the purple ones.
I mean, dude. I mean, hold on. Listen. Listen. It's right here.
Yeah.
If we're going to ever get a jersey back in style, give me the Toronto Raptor on the jersey some kind of way. It is such a sick jersey. But yes, I agree. I love the Toronto throwback. It is so sweet. Hey, by the way, I want to say what Evan said to the players being there. The Pacers said they got to be in the suite, no crowd interaction.
Yeah. Artest better. We better let him watch from a secluded room just in case.
Yeah. Don't let Ron Artest be anywhere near the court because it will not end. It could potentially not end.
Well, for anybody.
I want to say that. Yeah, for anybody. Yeah. By the way, I love that little documentary, The Malice in the Palace. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But Evan said Toronto, Orlando, and Memphis throwbacks. Toronto, there it is, Toronto. Toronto's throwbacks is sweet. I don't think you can go wrong with the Toronto throwback. Well, Derek, what we got going on, man? Anything coming up interesting this week? Anything working on? There are a few things I want to mention that I've done over this weekend, but I'll let you go first, man.
I'm in talks right now with an ex Major League Baseball pitcher. Played for the Cardinals organization, which will be cool. Going to touch back base with him tomorrow, possibly this Wednesday. I'm going to try to not hold anything for next Wednesday just because of the draft show. So I'm going to keep that one free. So if we don't get him this week, we'll have to kind of push it out a little bit. Talking with another show possibly tonight or Wednesday night after the show about a Saturday slot, which would literally put us on
we were
just talking about that, and they reached out today. Would put us on every single day of the week, which is pretty freaking amazing. Like I said, I know I say this all the time, but from where we started in August to where we are now, that it's been quite a 10-month stretch. So we've only been doing this for 10 months, and that's, like I said, it's surreal sometimes. Still plugging away on got some softball players that I've reached out to. But but yeah, that's all I really got on my end. Everything else, I'm just kind of waiting for some feedback from them. But what do you got?
Well, I had a thought this weekend. It was a weird weekend for me because for once in my busy life, I had nothing going on this weekend. Like I, for once, got to be lazy all weekend. Um, so yesterday I was like, man, like I want a guest on that. Like we've never had nothing like in a sense. So I went to digging and digging. So I reached out to 3 Banana Ball League players.
There you go.
One from the Party Animals, one from the Texas Tailgaters, and one from the Savannah Bananas. I've reached out. Nothing's hit yet, but it's all good. I mean, again, they are in season just like MLB is, so nothing may come of it just now. But I did reach out, and so we'll see where that comes. That would be awesome to have someone like that on to kind of get a different. I'm not even going to say a sport on, but a different style of baseball, an entertaining side of baseball. So we'll see what happens with that. I've reached out to some softball players as well. Hadn't hit yet. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of where I've been on finding some other things going on.
It's exciting. I mean, right? I mean,
Yes.
we're talking to people that I think we never thought we would talk to. I mean, Major League Baseball players. We had John Abraham on, which still is amazing that even spoke to us, much less came on the podcast.
Evan said, "I'm getting merch from whichever team comes on to represent." I mean, dude. I mean, their merch is so cool.
The Savannah Banana. Yeah. Yeah.
They're all like the Party Animals. I love the pink neon with yellow and like it's all cool. So yeah, we'll see if that hits. And then of course, again, I mean, guys, we have a show tonight at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah, recognized game.
Of course, a recognized game. Him and Caleb. By the way, Evan, I've been meaning to ask this, man. Hey, listen, man, I want to talk to your brother, man. Like, I have not talked to your brother yet. You need to get him. In here somehow. I want to speak with him sometime, man. I would love to do that. I personally haven't had the opportunity.
I was about to say, I don't think I've met him either.
I watch y'all stuff. I mean, I watched y'all live last Sunday.
Yeah, I woke up early. The baby woke up, and I was on there for a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I love y'all show, man. I think I've said this so many times. I
love the snack section, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Talking snacks, that's one of my favorite.
Dude, and I loved they were talking about the bully of the week being Beasley.
Yes.
Dude, I loved it.
Yes.
I love those segments, man. They're so cool. So yeah, check them out tonight at 1 a.m. Then tomorrow we have the Max show starting.
Her first show? Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Tuesday, sorry in advance.
Tuesday, sorry in advance. Back
to us on Wednesday night, and then Thursday, possibly Casey's return to On Time Sports.
Yeah, maybe he'll be back. And I was going to say, William, if you were happen to be here, if Casey is not back, I think I might hop in and.
I might get to hop in too, depending on my work schedule this week. Yeah, I might be off Friday, so a late night Thursday would probably be okay.
Yeah. So, and again, always QR code, guys. If you're watching,
other side.
No, it's on this side.
Oh, you got your camera flipped?
Yeah,
mine's this mine's over there. Yeah.
So yeah, please, of course, always we appreciate the love and support. We appreciate the love on TikTok as well. If you're not following us for any reason, please follow us scan the QR code there and follow us on all of our socials and streaming platforms. And we'd really appreciate it. With that being said, we will be back. Bearded Bros will be back Wednesday to talk about who knows what's going on. Maybe we have some
finals, maybe a guest. Maybe
a guest.
Another ranking thing. You gonna pull out another ranking thing for us?
Oh yeah, I already got it.
There we go. There with him, and there we go.
And this will be another good one.
I like it. I'm with it.
So I actually had made one up in my head. I was like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I that same day I saw something. I was like, oh, dude, I've got to go with this. So we're gonna rock with that. Our ranking segment.
And hey, I don't know. Some of the people that are watching right now might not know about Friday. Let me tell y'all something. Tune in Friday night for the Tired Sports gaming session with me and Dustin and Sean from Sorry in Advance. It is just straight off script. It's comical. This past Friday, we started with top 5 kids movies of the 90s, and we ended up talking about all kinds of movies. We talked about actors, actresses. We had the chat going, throwing in movies, and it was just a legitimate great time, and it's always fun. I mean, Fridays are always fun for me.
Hey, by the way, I want to say something to Evan. Evan, hey, man, you ain't a guest. You can come on anytime you want. By the way,
for sure.
You anytime you want to hop on with this, man, you let us know. We welcome anybody
on the network, yeah.
Especially from the network. If you want to hop in anytime, man, let us know. We absolutely would enjoy it. So he said if you want a less famous guest, let me know. So man, you ain't gotta be famous to come on here. We appreciate the famous ones, but you ain't gotta be famous to come on.
Yeah.
Here. So yeah, Friday was a lot of fun. Yeah, guys, Fridays are a lot of fun. It's kind of a wing it thing. We play golf and we just chat it up and talk about anything and everything.
Yep.
There's no specific topics. We just go here and have some fun for a few hours and see who can win golf. And unfortunately, Sean has been cheating the last 12 weeks. So
he has. Yes, he has.
He's such a cheater. He never readies up. It's always him having to ready up. I think that's when he's installing the cheats because he's taking 12
for that. Yep, that's why I've stopped telling him the course because I think he puts it in his thing, and that's what takes so long. He has to wait to see.
Yeah, I think he's cheating. Love you, Sean. He said Evan said he's killing y'all. Man, he does every week. I don't know what me and Derek got to do, but actually, it's usually him and Derek. Mainly, it's me on the back end, just a few strokes behind. But this past Friday, me and Derek tied, and Sean was
tied -6. He was -13. So
yeah, -13.
We got 2 weeks, and then we're starting to season 2. Right? We're going to do 10 courses per season. We got 2 more weeks left. We're about to be 10 weeks into this. And I think season 2 is when we're going to overtake Sean. I think we're really going to just kind of put us on top of the map. Yeah.
Yeah, Evan, NCAA is around the corner. He said he's excited for that.
Yes, that's coming less than a month, man. We're finishing up the Discord rules voting. And then we'll have to vote when we get a little bit more information about what – 2 stars and below, 2.5 stars and below. We'll have to see where everybody wants to be at, and then the first annual Tired Sports college football will be. Super, super excited about that. And there is rumors of a college basketball coming out. And like I said in the chat, if an NCAA college basketball game comes out, y'all will see Derek Sasser on Wednesdays and Sundays. Y'all will hear from me on Wednesdays and Sundays because I will be so far dove into that game, it will be unreal.
Yeah, I was thinking about this just recently about the gaming stuff, and I was like, man, I wish they would bring out all college games.
They used to have a college baseball.
Dude, I would like college baseball, and I know this may not be for everyone, but dude, I wish they'd bring out college softball for women that play sports.
Yeah. Mix it in with the baseball like they do with 2K.
The NBA. Yeah. Mix it in. That would be so cool because here's what I like about it. I don't know what everybody else plays. I know you do a lot of the rebuilding dynasties and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I play those type of games, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, I like creating a player, going through that process. I love that.
Yeah.
What I love about the football side of it is you get to go create your player in NCAA, play your 4 years or how many ever, then you can go and transfer them over to Madden and you continue to play. I love that. That's what I want to be for baseball. That's what I want to be for basketball. So, like, to hear you say there could potentially be a basketball, I am stoked about that.
Yeah,
So stoked about that.
I'll keep
Dude,
up with what's going
Evan
on.
said volleyball. That would be, dude. If
Volleyball would be cool.
Don't do that. My wife would probably get in a video game and never get off playing volleyball because she loves volleyball. My wife played volleyball in college. Yeah, she tells me all the time how she misses it. So if they did that, she probably would become a video gamer, and I would never. Oh, dude. Speaking of that, before we get off, I wanted, dude. So if you remember, we talked about. I forgot who we had on the show. He was from the kid from Harleton. Remember the baseball player going to play pitching?
Yeah, Mason.
Yeah, Mason. So I saw today. We went to Bubba's and ate for Father's Day with the families and stuff. So you know when you go to the arcade and there's like the little basketball thing you play.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they have national championships on ESPN for that?
Yeah.
Dude, what? I didn't know that.
Dude, there's fishing. Yeah, they're fishing on ESPN all the time. You just got to catch it at the right time. But I mean, it's like in between. It's in between like ESPN and like the Sunday races or something like that. There's like an hour and a half slot that they get in there. Yeah, I have seen it on there before. Now, like probably most everybody else, I go to ESPN and see the fishing, and I just change it. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. Probably the same thing I do with hockey. Like, I'll watch it for a second or two, and then I'm like, first commercial comes on, I'm changing it. I've got to do better at that. I give everybody a fair shot.
Thing. That's so cool. Like, what am I? I should have just played that my entire life, and I could be on ESPN in a national championship.
There you go. You sure could.
And dude, what I liked about it the most, it was mixed. It was women and men playing together.
It
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, had to throw that in there. I'm glad we were kind of talking about that because it reminded me of that. So,
looks like the Dodgers are fixing to.
They're about to win.
Yeah, it's top of the ninth, 5-4, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Looks like they're probably fixing to win unless there's a home run or something in the next 2 or 3 batters.
Right. Well,
but, yeah, man. Cool. Well, that's all I got. I'm looking forward to Wednesday. See kind of what the week brings us.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone being on here. Evan, hey man, thanks for all the love, man.
Yeah, dude. Evan, you are always here. Like, I can count on you. You're going to show up. You're going to comment. You're going to interact. Appreciate that. I'm sorry that I can't do it as much for you guys. I try. If the baby wakes up, I'm for sure getting on. But if not, like I told you, when I get to work in the morning, I got about a 40-ish minute where I don't have nothing to do. I watch y'all's show. I need you to know that I am a avid watcher of you guys' stuff as soon as I get to work.
Hey, and Evan, same for you, like you said, for us. If I know probably more for me. I know Derek's not really the stay up type person. He has to get up pretty early. I mean, I should be as well, but I don't. Man, if you, Caleb, ever want to guess, man, let me know. I can come on and chat with y'all for a little bit.
Now, I could do it if it's like a Friday or a Saturday. I could swing it, but if it's during the week, I for sure can't swing a 1, get up at 4 to go to work. I can't swing that. That's a rough one.
Derek be falling asleep at 7 sometimes. So
hey, it'd be like that. When that baby lays on me, I'm done. It's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah, dude, I would love to come on for the bully and the talking snack. I have some snacks that I don't need to eat, but I love to eat, and I would love to come on. So you let me know, Evan, when y'all want me on, I will be there. So appreciate all the love and support, guys, from me and Derek from the Bearded Bros, and we will see y'all.
Yep.
See me and Derek on Wednesday.
All right, buddy.